They say if you see someone standing in the rain, don't follow. Especially if they don't speak. Especially if they don't turn around. But he did, and that was the last time anyone saw him alive. Welcome to Mr.EvilWakes. I tell whispered horror stories based on real events, legends, and the dark corners of human memory. Put on your headphones, close your eyes, and listen. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop your comment for more horror stories you can't forget. This is the story of the man who followed her into the rain. Part 1. The city that never dries. It had been raining for 6 days straight in the city. Not heavy rain, just constant, like a whisper from the sky that never ended. Streetlights reflected off wet pavement. Every corner looked like a mirror. Nothing felt real. Cameron lived in a quiet part of the city. Corner apartment, 3rd floor, near an old bookstore that never seemed open. He was used to the rain, but this week, something felt off. Every night, just after 2 a.m., he'd hear footsteps outside his window, and a voice .low.wet, whispering. But when he looked out, no one was there, just an empty sidewalk, and puddles that never rippled. Part 2. The woman in the rain. It was 2:13 a.m. when he saw her, standing under the flickering streetlight. No umbrella, no movement, just still. Long black coat, hair soaked. She wasn't looking at anything. She was just there. Cameron stood by the window and watched her for 15 minutes. She didn't move once, didn't shift, didn't shiver. Like she wasn't human, like she didn't notice the cold. Then, suddenly, she turned her head, not to the side, not naturally, but slowly, directly toward his window. That's when the knock came. But not at the front door. It came from his closet. Part 3. The open door. Cameron froze. His apartment was locked. He lived alone, but the knock was real. Not a bang, not loud, just 3 soft taps. From the inside, he opened the closet door. Nothing there, just closed silence. But when he turned back to the window, she was gone. He didn't sleep that night. Part 4. The following night, the next night, she returned. Same time, same place, standing under the same streetlight. This time she moved. She walked slowly down the sidewalk and stopped directly beneath his window, looked up and smiled. Not a warm smile, a cracked, crooked expression that looked more like pain. She lifted one hand and pointed toward the alley across the street. Then she disappeared again, not walked away, just gone. Part 5. The choice. The next night, Cameron made a mistake. He followed her. Rain soaked his hoodie in seconds. He didn't bring his phone, didn't lock the door. He just went, drawn, like something was pulling him. She was walking, silent, barefoot now. She turned down the alley. Cameron followed, and that's when he heard it. Not footsteps, not thunder, but breathing from behind him. Slow, raspy. Not his own. He turned. No one there. He turned back. She was gone. Part 6. The wall. The alley didn't lead to a street. It led to a brick wall. Solid. Unmarked. No graffiti. No door. But the wall was wet, like something had just passed through it. In the center of the wall, he saw HANDPRINT. Small. Pale. Bloody. And beneath it his own name, written in dripping letters. Cameron. That's the last thing he remembers. Part 7. The call. 3 days later, his neighbor reported him missing. The front door was locked from the inside. Lights still on. Food in the fridge. Nothing touched, except his closet was open, and on the floor inside, a small puddle, rainwater, and a single wet footprint. Some say the woman in the rain is a spirit, a lost soul searching for someone to replace her. Some say she finds the loneliest person on the block. Others believe it's a warning. If you see someone in the rain who doesn't flinch, doesn't speak, and doesn't blink, don't follow. Because if you do, you may never come back. This story was told by Mr.EvilWakes. I post whispered horror stories every Tuesday and Friday. If this one gave you chills, like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, this was just the beginning. Sleep well, if the rain lets you.